Hello everyone, it's Martha Mew here, and today we have another match for you to watch. I believe it's the Kyurem decks that we previewed the other day, so this is what the Kyurem decks actually have in store for us, so we're just setting up the table here. I think I rolled the dice to go first. So yeah, these decks ended up being very interesting. We had so much problems getting this recorded. My camera was being a bit of a pain in the bum for quite a few of the matches. I think this was our 5th try of getting this match recorded, which was a huge shame because the first match was actually the best match. It was a really close game, and the camera decided, no, I don't want to record that many for that long. So it was a bit of a pain. So you can see me starting with Litwick here, and Matt starting with Emolga with Thunderous and Magnemite on the bench. So we'll see how these decks are supposed to work a little bit later on. We do actually manage to get the decks to work how they're supposed to, even though I can tell you now, a bit of spoilers, Matt's side doesn't tend to work quite as well as it had done. But both decks actually were really good. I found especially the White Kyurem, which is the deck I'm using in the red sleeves, does actually really work, and I definitely would recommend like new players trying this one out if they want to try something better than those starter decks that you can get. So I've attached an energy to Litwick there, and discarding a Sycamore and Energy Recycler to use the Ultra Ball. I'm finding, I believe it was a Fennekin or something. I think I'd see the Kyurem and then think, oh, should probably get that. Weighing up which Kyurem I want to pull out there. So I choose that White Kyurem, which I can't remember, it's the one with Ice Burn, so I think that's the one that you discard Fire Energy for. I think I've actually managed to do quite a lot in my first turn here. Me doing a typical me and offering to cut and shuffle before I've actually finished with what I'm doing in my deck, and then deciding, of course, that maybe I don't actually want to go back in after all. Okay, so on to Matt's turn. He's using Trainer's Mail and only has one option there, we can see from the camera angle. Pulling out that Ultra Ball. So, hard decisions here. Obviously, Emolga going first there. He's got that Call for Family on active, which is helpful because it will help him at least get the Kyurems out of his deck and onto his bench. So that energy he has in his hand that we can see there is probably going to go on that Emolga, if I remember rightly. There we go. I'm feeling at this point that I had a bit of a bad start managing to land that Litwick in active. Doesn't want to be inactive. I pull a Fennekin for turn and use a Wally to immediately evolve that Fennekin into the Braixen. The way that this White Kyurem deck works is absolutely amazing. The Delphox in this deck and the Chandelure, which eventually we will see, have both got pretty good abilities. Much better abilities, I feel, than the Pokemon featured in the Black Kyurem deck that Matt is using. So benching that Voltorb there, which has an ability where if I was to defeat it, I may take 5 damage on a dice roll. So I retreat the Litwick, discarding an energy to put the Kyurem in active. Obviously I don't want that Litwick getting damaged at all because I want to use the ability from the Chandelure if I can eventually get it on. And then I think it's gone over to Matt's turn now at this point. Yeah. Just passing it to Matt there. So he draws another Voltorb per turn, I can see. Attaching the water energy to the black Kyurem. Playing Ultra Ball, discarding that Voltorb he's just drawn, and a switch. I do not remember what he finds here. Probably the Magneton to evolve from Magnemite, I think. That or the Voltorb's going to evolve here. There we go, the Voltorb evolves into Electrode. And Electrode's ability is Magnetic Draw, which lets him have 4 cards in his hand. So yeah, at the minute he's only got 1 card, so he gets to draw 3. Which is a good ability, if it wasn't for the fact that my Delphox lets me draw up until I have 6. Which obviously overshadows this Electrode pretty much a lot. So he's using Pokemon Communication, revealing that Magnemite. I think this is the time he actually gets the Magneton out of the deck to evolve the Magnemite. There we go. I'm not entirely sure that in this match he manages to get the Magnezone out. So we don't see the Magnezone's ability. I don't think, anyway. I may be proven wrong. I don't remember everything that went on. We're just having a discussion at this point. I can hear that Emolga's Call for Family can't work anymore because there's no space on the bench to add 2 more Pokemon. So just using the attack to do 20 damage to White Kyurem. So I have that Delphox in my hand and draw up to 6 cards. I think my hand was pretty bad. Yeah, I have a heap of supporters in my hand that obviously I can only use 1 of. The amount of supporters is real. I'm pretty sure one of those was Professor Birch's observations, which I think is the one I decided to use in the end. Just because I don't want that hand, it's horrible. What am I going to decide here? It's a difficult decision. I have so many supporters in hand. What do I use? And no energy. I can see no energy in my hand. That's the other reason why I'm wanting to refresh my hand here. So I think I had a Judge and a Professor Birch's observation, so I'm deciding which one to use. And obviously, even if I Judge, he goes up to 4 cards, but then he'll go up to 4 cards anyway with Electrode, so... So yeah, I used Professor Birch's observations, and I think I roll the dice in a couple of seconds when I finish shuffling. There we go, rolling dice. Get a heads. Get a heads. There we go, see it lands on 4, which is a heads, so I get to draw 7. So I've drawn up to 6 using Delphox, used a ton of cards, and then Professor Birch gotten 7 more. So pretty good, pretty good. And I'm not entirely sure I got any more energy during this turn. Maybe I did. No, I got a Fighting Fury Belt though, which goes straight onto that White Kyurem. Adding, I think it's 40 HP to a basic Pokemon. So the White Kyurem, which would have 180 HP as it is, now has 220. Which ain't gonna save me if the Black Kyurem attacks because of weakness. But all of these Kyurem are weak to the other Kyurems because they're weak to Dragon. So I'm using Pokemon Communication there, discarding the other Delphox I had in my hand. I don't need another one on the bench, so I just want to get that Lampent out, which I've just done. So that, yeah, the Pokemon communication. Oh yeah, I've just been indicated that Delphox should have ended up in my deck. Okay, well it didn't, yeah. I can see what you mean. So I try using a trainer's mail there and not getting anything, having to shovel back in. Hey, it's okay, you didn't notice that I didn't do that in the turn either. So yeah, neither of us noticing that I didn't actually put the Delphox back into the deck. I'm pretty sure that was a Pokemon communication, I think. I'm so used to having to discard cards, I think that's what it is. But in any case, passing over to Matt's turn, he attaches another water energy there to his Kyurem. His black Kyurem. TNOing 3 cards. After using Electrode. Oh, you've got a load of Pokemon in your hand that there's no point in having on the bench, I can see. That Super Rod ain't gonna do anything because there's enough in the discard pile there. There's a Versus Seeker I can see there, but possibly can only use that for the Tierno at the minute. And using Static Shock again, doing a massive another 20 damage. Ouch! So that's basically just nullified the Fighting Fury belt, and I'm still on 180. Use the Versus Seeker to use Wally and get the Chandelier out. And then I use the Chandelier's effect, which gets me a Fire Energy out of my deck and puts it onto a Pokemon, doing 10 damage in the process. So you can just see me adding the 10 damage there and adding the energy. I think I then decide to Delphox. After this, I don't know what's in my hands and if I want to Delphox. Yeah, using Delphox's ability to draw up to 6. So then adding the second Fire Energy to my white Kyurem for turn, as the first energy was from Chandelier. Using Pokemon Communication there to discard a Chandelier. So the other one mustn't have been a Pokemon Communication, it must have been something else that I did. Sorry guys, I missed whatever I did there. But finding the other white Kyurem from my deck, using that Pokemon Communication. Did I maybe Ultra Ball it? I maybe Ultra Balled it. Guys, if you saw what I did, write it in the comments. I don't know what I did. So I'm doing 60 damage there to Emolga, leaving on 10 HP, and rolling a dice, which is the effect of the attack, and if I get heads I get to attach a energy from the discard pile to the Pokemon, which you can see I drew a 2 there, which got me that energy that I discarded earlier to put onto the Kyurem. So now my Kyurem is fully loaded up with the 4 energy it needs for its second attack. But of course I won't use that against the Emolga because it only has 10 HP left, there's no point. So yeah, Versus Seekering for the Tierno there, we can see. Did you get anything good though, Matt? He's shaking his head here. You're not drawing enough energy, I think. That's basically what I can say for this match here. Of course, I have ways of getting energy straight from my deck, which is pretty good. Chandelier's ability I use I really liked with this deck. Matt's showing the escape rope there, which means I have to choose Pokemon to switch out first, and then he chooses one to switch out. I'm looking at my hand and thinking what options I have, and what can I do, and how. I'm looking at the retreat costs and thinking, well, what can I do? Can I attach one per turn and then use Chandelure to basically use, if I promoted a 2 energy Pokemon interactive, then I can just go back. And I'm looking at the Chandelure itself, and I think I do decide to switch that one in the end. Of course, I'm being a derp here because I'm pretty sure I have an escape rope of my own in my hand, and I think I also have a switch in my hand, so it's like, well, I shouldn't have really worried about what I put in. But here we go. I'm not promoting the Thunderous interactive. Not enough room on the bench there, I think. Too many cards going on. These mats aren't big enough. Okay, so I'm using Charge from the Thunderous, which gets an electric energy and attaches it to that Pokemon. So passing it over to my turn, I'm putting Fire Energy onto the other white Kyurem, so I'm trying to power up both of the Kyurems, which are obviously the main attackers in this deck. I've just got the water type white Kyurem on the bench as well, which doesn't do anything, it's just sitting there looking pretty. So yeah, no Magma Zone on the field yet on that side, I can see. And there you go, I use my own escape rope. So this time Matt has to choose first. I'm actually expecting him to bring his Kyurem out in this instance. I'm just thinking it's sitting there, it only needs one more energy to actually do its first attack. So I'm expecting him to pull that in, but surprisingly enough he pulls the Emolga in. Which makes sense, I guess. He's only got 10 HP left and he can still power up other stuff on the bench. I was just hoping to KO this black Kyurem before it became a problem for me, but oddly enough I choose to promote the white Kyurem that doesn't have as much energy on it, because I haven't attached an energy for turn. Oh, I haven't attached an energy for turn. I have, because that was the energy that's already on it, and I know Chandelure's effect there, adding that second energy to it, plus the 10 damage. I've got 2 cards in my hand, so I can use Delph Fox, but depending on what the cards are, I might be able to lower that even more. But no, I can't, so I use Delph Fox's effect again to get back up to 6 cards. The only thing with doing that every turn, of course, is that you have to be very careful not to deck out, and I was quite aware of that. So we go, using the level ball. I think, oh, I have a Chandelure in my hand, and I'm pretty sure I had a rare candy, so I got this Litwick out thinking, I can place this on my bench now and I can evolve it next turn and I can get 2 energy in one turn using the Chandelure, which is awesome. So yeah, that was my plan. I was thinking, ooh, that's quite a good plan, I've got 1 more space on my bench, I'll do that. So after using the Delph Fox, of course, using the Tiano, because I don't want to draw up before I've used Delph Fox, because then it doesn't take full advantage of it. Passing my turn without doing anything, of course, because I haven't got enough energy to attack the Emolga. That artwork on that Emolga though, it's pretty weird. So the second black Kyurem reaches the bench. Neither of us has taken a prize card at this point. Okay, so attaching another water energy onto the other black Kyurem on Matt's bench there. With Matt not being able to use Magnetic Draw nearly as much as I've been able to use Delphox's ability, which I can't remember the name of. Just because obviously having 4 cards in your hand, having less than 4 cards in your hand is a little bit harder than having less than 6. I think this lack of energy is really hitting Matt hard here. Not seeing the one Professor's Letter that is in the deck. I think just deck thinning now, just using the Pokemon Fan Club to take two basic Pokemon from his deck. Just deck thinning, so hopefully he can draw what he wants and not the basic Pokemon that he doesn't need. So he's got the Kyurem. And I don't know if that's the only one in there, and that's... Yeah, so only one target there, so that's why he's only got the Kyurem from that Pokemon Fan Club. So he passes the turn, and then I'll remind him that he could have attacked. And so alright, just let that through, that's fine. So I'm using Rare Candy there, as we can see, as I discussed last turn. So I'll go straight into Chandelure. Attaching the water energy for turn there onto the Kyurem. And then declaring Chandelure's effect twice, and I go through my deck and no fire energy. Fun times. So just as I do that awesome play, which I'm pretty proud of, using that Rare Candy and figuring out, ooh, well, I can do this. Of course, figuring out I've got no fire energy in my deck to make this work. Oh well. There is still energy in there, of course, but it's just water energy. So I do have, I can see 2 fire energy in my hand, so it's not so bad. I can at least knock this Emolga out there with the 60 damage attack for this time. Using Delphox to draw 1 card. It's not what I want. I just made a funny noise in the recording. So I knock out the Emolga and take the first prize card of the game. And we are over 20 minutes in and the first prize card is taken. So Matt bringing the Thunderous in there. Attaching the 3rd energy so it can use its slightly bigger attack. Benching a Magnemite. And using Disaster Bolt to do 80 damage. He originally discards all of his energy, and then I remind him it's only an energy he needs to discard. So yeah, there we go. Just discussing that now. So we're just putting the energy back onto it just to correct that mistake. Taking too heavy of a hit there for its attack. So we keep the 2 lightning energy on the Pokemon. So I attached the fire energy for turn there. Obviously can't do Chandelure anymore because I've already been through my deck and no, I can't do it. So leave that alone. But now, as you can see, both of my Kyurems have the 4 energy they need to do their main attacks. And we can see a huge lack of energy across Matt's bench there, which was the biggest problem, I think, during his game. Oh guys, I wish you could have seen the first game that we tried to do. It was really, really good. We both took a lot of prize cards and it ended up pretty pretty low. Pretty low in deck size as well. I think we've gone through a lot of the decks, and it's a really good game. It's just a shame that it decided not to record properly anyway. I think that was the game that the card was full, or we ran out of memory. So yeah, destroying that Thunderous. And taking another prize card, so it goes to Matt's turn, promoting the Black Kyurem this time, which hasn't got enough energy on it and can't get enough energy on it this turn, I don't think, to knock out the White Kyurem, although I'm thinking about it now and it only needs one more energy to do the 60 damage attack, which would do 120 because I'm weak to it, so that would actually knock this Kyurem out, so it needs to get lucky on some things. I can see the Professor's letter there just going into to the bottom of the deck. So no energy in hand there, so you can't attack using the Kyurem, which is just a shame. It's just really annoying because it's just a one-sided game because of the lack of energy that Matt managed to see. So we're just discussing how the game state has ended up and how I've managed to get 2 Kyurems fully powered up, and yeah. So yeah, using White Inferno, which does 10 more damage for each damage counter on my Kyurem. Which knocks out the Black Kyurem. So I pulled the Lysander from my prizes there, showing it on the screen. I was looking for that a lot earlier to try and knock out Black Kyurem earlier. I'm pretty sure I remember going through my deck thinking, I need to draw this. We see the latter a little bit too late. So he draws an electric energy for full turn and then gets the Professor's letter, but a little bit too late to make the difference. So getting a water and lightning energy there because he realises he needs another water energy on this Black Kyurem to do the other attack. Passing the turn over to me. And I ironically draw the Professor's letter as well now. I don't need it. So yeah, knocking out the Kyurem. And sending in the Black Kyurem. And just too late, drawing all the energy that was needed. So at least the 3 energy there lets him use Slash for the knockout on the White Kyurem inactive. But of course, instantly my other White Kyurem, which is powered up, can come in and one-shot just because of weakness. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I can just see me just playing pointless cards at the minute just because I'm trying to elongate the video so I can do an outro. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed seeing these decks in action. We have discussed that we might do basically a swap of decks and try using the other deck for each other. So we'll maybe see you guys for that video. Enjoy your weekend and see you next time.